So just a few of the ways that ESG adds value to your business involve starting with top line growth. I mean, you all said it with the first polling question, that your customers are really driving the conversation. And certainly if you know ESG and your impact performance is important to your customers, then you know that it's one of the ways your product or service goes to market. You know that it's part of the conversation about your good or service amongst your customers. So accessing new markets, accessing customers is an important kind of top line growth piece of how ESG adds value to your company. Critically, and I always bring this up with operations and finance folks, is that ESG can reduce costs. If you understand the ways you are using water and land and energy, and you start measuring and monitoring and creating goals and aspirations to reduce your usage over time, that can have a demonstrable impact on your bottom line and on your cost. Regulatory and legal interventions are huge. Any company operating in a highly regulated environment, and I would include mining, oil and gas, forestry, agriculture, any of the kind of big land use types of companies have to get their product or goods certified. So when I was with the forestry company, it was the Forest Stewardship Council. In order to reach certain markets, we had to have Forest Stewardship Council audits and have that seal of approval. So ensuring that you are in compliance through your ESG work with critical certification bodies is another way of accessing new markets, and it's another way of participating actively in the kind of global demand for your good or service. Productivity uplift is another one. I think more than ever, certainly now in 2022, with a new generation coming into the workforce, we are seeing that young people are making informed, thoughtful, and intentional decisions about where they spend their time. And since we spend our time, the majority of our lives, working in some capacity, there is more and more thought and sort of design around one's career. And where you work and the reputation of that company or organization has everything to do with how you see yourself, or certainly it does for, I think, the younger generation that's coming into the workforce. So being an employer of choice has everything to do with your reputation, and your reputation has everything to do with how well you are not only performing environmentally and socially, but how you're communicating that. Finally, investment and asset optimization. Knowing about ESG is fundamentally knowing more about your company. ESG can be used not only to access new streams of capital, but also to negotiate a lower cost of capital. I did some advisory work last year for a North American lender, a very large North American lender, who took it upon themselves to proactively create some ESG due diligence and some impact reporting, not because their investors were requiring them to yet, but because they see the headwinds of ESG coming their way. And one of the things they shared with me after the engagement had ended was that they had restructured their lending to ensure that companies that could demonstrate serious impact and strong environmental, social, and governance performance would get preferential rates on their loans. So they could actually access debt at a stronger, a more ideal cost of capital. That's important, right? These are kind of bottom line, tangible, value-adding pieces of the ESG puzzle.